The Too Rich to Miss podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Too Rich to Miss podcast. And today we are doing a video to talk about, as you saw in the title, you can become a millionaire in this bull market. Everybody's talking about it. And of course, I'm going to be talking about it as well. Got a couple of, and of course, I have my spin on that as well. So definitely, there's definitely going to be a moral to this whole little short video and story. And as you can see here, don't forget, come over here and make sure that you subscribe to the channel over here, to the Too Rich to Miss channel over here on YouTube. Going to be doing videos on a more frequent basis. We're going to be putting out some good tips and things, kind of like we're going to be doing today. And we're going to be actually talking about dollar cost averaging, and we're going to be talking about swipe, and we're going to be talking about, obviously, like I said in the title, you can become a millionaire. And let's go on and hop right on into it. Now, the first and foremost thing that we want to mention here is something that I've learned a long time ago. Let me get off of that. Something that I learned a long time ago. Time in the market beats timing the market, right? Now, I want you to hold that as a placeholder before we get into dollar cost averaging and talking about swipe and some other things, and just the topic in general today really quickly. The whole premise behind this statement is, behind the title is, yes, you can become a millionaire. You can become a millionaire in this particular bull cycle or any particular bear cycle. You can make money when the market is down. If you're one of these experienced high-level traders and you really know what's happening out here, if you're really skilled in what you do, you can always make money and you can be successful. But the key is, are we doing the things that's necessary to become successful? I have found that there are a certain set of things that increase your probability of success. And these are the things that we need to think about. Are we doing these things? And of course, everybody's life and situation is going to be different. And of course, there's going to be variables along the way. But I got a couple things, 3 things I believe it is that we got going here. First one, and these are obvious, simple things that we've all heard before. First one, live beneath your means. It's a simple, very, very simple thing that most people don't do. When you live beneath your means, and you can take that as many ways as you want to do it. A lot of YouTubers and different people will frame that in a different way and say all type of things about that, and have a real fancy way to say it. Live beneath your means. And number one. Number 2, patience. Delayed gratifications, right along there in patience. Number 3, and equally as important as all of the other ones, is recognize the difference between a want and a need. And of course, everybody can throw some other different things in and say, oh, you forgot this, or you forgot that, or you didn't say this, or you didn't say that, and oh, you got to have a great education. That's true. And oh, you got to have this. You got to be entrepreneurial, and I believe that as well. Oh, you got to have these skills and that. Yes, you have a lot of things that you have to add along into that. But in essence, if you live beneath your means, if you have patience and delayed gratification, and you don't have to get everything right now. You don't have to be a consumer right now. You don't have to have it right now. You don't have to have it right now. That's a whole different podcast in itself. And last but certainly not least, recognizing the difference between a want and a need. Now, of course, there's all type of other things that you can throw in there, but if you have these 3 things working in your favor, and you're working these 3 things, your probability of success goes up greatly. Now, to get into what we're talking about today, but in this real practical means of becoming the millionaire that we all see people talking about online. Honestly, is simpler than what people think, and it gets right down to these other three things that knock a lot of us out of the way of getting it. And unless of course you have intimate relationships with the IRS, um, you know, know that I was listening to a podcast and Exhibit was talking about his thing was his experience with the IRS. That's what made me think about such things. Anyway, to get back to what we're talking about here, dollar cost averaging. Now, how can you be a millionaire in this market? And just to simply answer the question, um, dollar cost averaging into the market, living beneath your means, saving your money, not spending it all, investing in the right things, and not jumping the gun. And as your assets appreciate, you end up there. It's honestly not rocket science. It's not rocket science, and I know it's not the simplest thing that people want to hear. It's not a clickbaity type of thing. It's not a message of, oh, you're going to get rich tomorrow. No, you might not. You could hit the lottery or something. It happens. But most of us aren't going to get rich tomorrow. Most of us are not going to pick the one that's going to go all the way up. Most of us are going to pick some good ones that are going to be solid investments that we dollar cost average into and that we put money into consistently. Those assets gain and grow in value. And then one way we look at our portfolios and then we're like, wow, this is really okay. All right. Yeah, this is really good. You kind of get that, ooh. And that's why a lot of people that's why a lot of people that are really wealthy, that are truly, truly wealthy, they don't flaunt it because they just are I can imagine they're in such a state of awe, kind of like that music that used to play, that paradise type music that used to play. So I said all that to say dollar cost averaging it's not glorious. It's not fun. It's not exciting. But dollar cost averaging into the market, holding investments over long term will get you there. Now, obviously, I'm talking about crypto. I'm going to be talking about crypto today. But the thing still applies. And as I talk about crypto on this channel with From Too Rich to Miss and on my platform, being the Southern urban voice, I want everything to be from a practical standpoint to where people can really catch it and where people can understand and not overcomplicate it and not miss out on the financial benefit of what's going to go in this market, but still to kind of cater it with the obvious caution that you should have when entering into any type of market, that you have to make sure that you are going in with your eyes wide open and that you are not going into any market thinking that you are going to get rich tomorrow and it's a get rich quick thing. It's not that. Can you get rich? Yes. Can you pick some that's going to go to the moon and you just kill it? Yeah, absolutely. It's possible. But on the same token, you have to have some balance and make sure that you understand that dollar cost averaging is the best way to go. And those of us that's seen it on the screen already that's watching the video, for those of us that are listening, I'll read just a quick sentence that is just to put us all on the same page, and then we're going to go over and start talking about swipe. And swipe is one of my examples of dollar cost averaging into a project, and it can definitely, and if you just simply look at the chart, you can just see the benefit. But for those of us that are listening, What is dollar cost averaging, DCA? Dollar cost averaging is an investment strategy in which an investment divides up the total amount to be invested across periodic purchases of a target asset in an effort to reduce the impact of volatility on the overall purchase. The purchases occur regardless of the asset's price and at regular intervals. In effect, this strategy removes most of the detailed work of attempting to time the market in order to make purchases of equities at best prices. This is the best way to get into the market. Long story short, let's go over here and look at the swipe chart. If we go over here and look at the swipe chart, and we go down here, let's change it. Let's change it to the 30-day chart. Let's actually look at the 1-year chart. Now, we can definitely see, let's move this down a little bit so we can see the whole chart. We can see that there's a lot of activity going on here, right? And then we'll go to the news, and then you'll see why this is starting to get this run up down here. Now, we can see that there's a lot of activity in this chart. But when we're talking about dollar cost averaging, you're getting into the project at all of these dips. So when it dips down here, and then it comes up, and then it dips, and then it dips again back down there. Oops, let me zoom back out. All right. So, yeah. And when you get all of these, you buy all of these dips. And from all of these dips, you accumulate. And as you're in your accumulation pattern, news kicks off, or the bear market or the bull market starts to kick in, and then you start to run up. Now, when you're getting this run up, you've already accumulated. Now, from the outside looking in, people may think that you just caught the run up, but you've been accumulating throughout this whole process back here, which is the most important part of dollar cost averaging. You're using your time, you're spending time in the market versus trying to time the market. And then, of course, swipe is going up and getting a pump, obviously, because of this news that they have going on right here. Swipe, SXP, is green lighted to enter U.S. markets. So, and I am a holder of Swipe, by the way, and I'm pleased with what's going on with Swipe. And it's one of those ones that I got into a little bit early. So, so Swipe is all right with me, and it's good to see them coming over into the U.S. markets because, as you can very well know and see, those of us that are in the U.S., we don't have too many options. Crypto.com, which I've been using currently, and the link is in the description below. Use my link and you can get an extra $50 when you go through and get their red magenta card. I've been using their blue card, and it works really well, and it is really convenient. I did, just for the sake of doing it, I did do a transaction where I did sell some crypto and moved it over to the debit card. It was really seamless, really quite simple. It happened pretty quick. Obviously, you got to take the time with the blockchain doing what it has to do. But other than that, it was really simple, quick, straight to the point. It was all able to be done on my phone. So I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. So go down to check them out. Use my link. You'll get an extra $50. The link is in the description below. But in terms of Swipe, I haven't used Swipe just yet. I am going to download their app. I am going to go and get their card and everything as well. And I'll be doing a video about it because I do own Swipe, but full disclosure, I own crypto.com as well. So I mean, I believe in having a diversified portfolio. But this is the reason why that chart increased and Swipe went up. And here is their website. So you can definitely go through and get their app, and then go through and get their current, and go and deal with Swipe, because I'm gonna check this out, because I haven't downloaded the app or anything just yet. But I'm going to check it out, and I'll probably do a video about that as well. So, as we get ready to go through and close this one out, we want to try to make these videos short and make these episodes short, especially when we have all type of extra things going on in the background. But we're going to keep this one short and to the point. Make sure that you come through, keep coming back to the channel. We're going to have more videos coming. We're going to keep them coming out. We're going to increase the quality of everything and get more content coming to you as well. Do check out Swipe. Check out their app. Download the app and check out the wallet and all that they got going on over there with them. And I'm going to definitely be checking them out. Not investment advice. I'm talking about, you check out their services that they're talking about here. If you decide that I own them myself. So that's just what I did. But I owned them way before they announced this news as well. So just full disclosure. So yes, so I talk about the things that I own, and also full disclosure. And obviously, this is not financial advice. If you get out here and you're messing around with crypto, obviously, just like if you're in the stock market, you can lose it all, and you should always do your own research. And what I'm doing here is just giving you some information to kind of look further into yourself, and just some reasonings on why I mess with Swipe. But more so, of course, there are some quick roads to wealth. But honestly, if you really just take all of the fluff out of it, take all of the hype and the hoopla out of it, getting wealthy and becoming rich is a series of consistent steps. And being a disciplined individual and a determined individual, knowing when to hold them, just like they say, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Life is a series of chess moves, and if you make the right ones, you will end up in the right place. You don't have to be the smartest one. You don't have to be the sharpest knife in the drawer. All you got to do is be the cut. Until next time, I am the Southern Urban Voice, and this is the Too Rich to Miss podcast. Peace.
The Too Rich to Miss podcast.